My name is Josiah, and I work for the Swanee River Regional Library System. The day this video is being uploaded is April 22nd, known as Earth Day. Do you know what Earth Day is? Well, it's a holiday that's all about celebrating this world that we all share. Coming up soon is also Arbor Day, which is a day that's all about trees, appreciating them, and maybe even taking a moment to plant a few. Today's program is going to be all about these two wonderful holidays. We're going to learn some cool things, and I'm going to read some cool books. So let's get right into it. On April 22nd, 1970, that was 51 years ago, the first Earth Day was celebrated. It's happened every year since, and even though it started here in the United States of America, by 1990, it was a celebrated holiday worldwide. So I'm sure you're asking yourself, how do I get involved with Earth Day? What do I do to participate? What's the celebration? Well, some people make an effort to go outside and clean up garbage that's left on the streets or on the sides of the road or on the beach or even in the ocean itself. Some people make a pledge to start recycling, and so their garbage doesn't go to waste. Some people will take a bike to work instead of a car to help reduce gas and emissions. Some people will take the seeds of endangered species of plants, plant them in an effort to make sure they don't go extinct. There's lots of things you can do to get involved, but basically, you celebrate Earth Day by celebrating the Earth. And now, we're going to read a book about doing exactly that. The Pout-Pout Fish Cleans Up the Ocean. Written by Deborah Dyson, illustrated by Dan Hanna. And I'll be reading this with permission from Macmillan Publishing Group. The ocean is amazing. Mr. Fish's grin was wide. The beautiful surroundings left him wonderstruck inside. His head was full of happy, and his heart was full of awe. But his smile sank away when he turned around and saw a big, big mess. Whatever could it be? But he couldn't really tell. So he talked with a friend who had noticed it as well. There's a problem that needs solving, and I don't know what to do, but I'm going to find some answers. Would you like to join me too? Absolutely, said Miss Shimmer as she grabbed a few supplies. They traveled to the mystery mess and see with their own eyes. Swimming off, they were enchanted by the ocean big and bright, but looming in the distance was that dark, dismal sight. A big, big mess. What's it made of? They both wondered, and they pondered this out loud. Around them, others gathered in a small but growing crowd. There's a problem that needs solving, and we don't know what to do, but we're going to find some answers. Would you like to join us too? Count us in, said Mr. Seahorse, and he powered up his rig. Enthusiasm bubbled. Yes, the group was getting big. They jetted through the ocean in a peaceful sort of bliss, but the thing that stretched before them was impossible to miss. A big, big mess. Who will fix it? Fish were asking, hoping someone else would know. There was lots of conversation as they traveled with the flow. There's a problem that needs solving, and we don't know what to do, but we're going to find some answers. Would you like to join us too? All is one, said Mrs. Squid as she swished away some junk. The group continued forward toward the nearing pile of gunk. They reached the mystery mess. They took measurements and samples. They made notes and they did research. They found similar examples. When everyone was finished, they assembled to discuss. they came to one conclusion. The problem is us. We made the big mess. They froze in disbelief. Then they all began to shout, feeling troubled and uneasy, and some began to pout. Were they stuck with this forever? Would it worsen? Would it grow? Mr. Fish was worried too. But there's one thing that I know. It's awful that we caused it, but this bad news can be good, for it means that we can solve it, if we all agree we should. Silence filled the ocean. Their future was at stake. It was a moment of decision, but which one would they make? A big yes. We can do it, they exclaimed. Positively, yes and yup. So they all pitched in together, and they cleaned the ocean up. They gathered up the garbage with the help of everyone. They worked hard to fix and remedy the damage that they'd done. Then they talked about new habits, how to travel with less trace and reduce their use of plastic and put trash into its right place. Problems have solutions, so we learn what we can do. Together, we're the answer. Would you like to join us too? The end. That was a great book, wasn't it? I want to read another, but first, let's talk about Arbor Day. Starting with the name, what does arbor mean? Well, arbor is the Latin word for tree, which basically means that saying Arbor Day is a very fancy way of saying Tree Day, which makes perfect sense because Arbor Day is all about celebrating trees, appreciating trees, conserving trees, and most importantly, planting trees. It takes place at a different time each year depending on where you live in the world and what the climate's like, because if you're planting trees, that's better done at different times. Next year, for example, National Arbor Day is going to be on April 29th instead of April 30th. Not a big leap, but still interesting. The whole holiday was started by a man named J. Sterling Norton. He didn't think there were enough trees in the state of Nebraska, so he took it upon himself and planted 1 million of them, which kind of got the ball rolling. With all this talk of trees, you might ask yourself, what makes trees so important? What makes them so great? Well, we live in Florida, so we can appreciate trees for the shade they offer. They can protect us from the sun. Trees are also a great source of food, not only for humans, but for animals as well. You get fruits from trees, nuts from trees. But most importantly of all, trees turn carbon dioxide into oxygen. If it weren't for trees, we wouldn't have much oxygen to go around, which is a problem because oxygen is the air we breathe. We owe a lot to trees. There's a lot to appreciate them for. And now that we know that, and now that we know a little bit about Arbor Day, let's read a book that's all about a tree. The Tree, written by Dana Lyons, illustrated by David Danioth. And I'll be reading this with permission from Illumination Arts Publishing Company. There's a river flowing near me, and I've watched that river change and grow. For 800 years I have lived here, through the wind, the fire, and the snow. I see salmon return every summer. And I watch young owls learning how to fly. I have felt the claws of the grizzly. And I've heard the lone wolf's cry. I have seen great glaciers melting, and I've met lightning eye to eye. But now I hear bulldozers coming, and I wonder, am I soon to die? Who will house the owl? And who will hold that river's shore? And who will take refuge in my shadow if my shadow falls no more? But now I hear children running, circling my trunk, hands soft and strong. People are holding on to my branches, so the wind may always carry my song. The end. That was another great book, wasn't it? Both the stories I read today were just amazing. You know, I hope you enjoyed your time spent with me today. I hope you learned something and that you feel motivated to go out there and do something to participate with Earth Day or Arbor Day and help make this world that we all share a better place. You can check out our website for more videos like these. You can stop by the library to pick up more books like the ones I read today, or a craft or activity sheets. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye, everybody.